So on the Federal Reserve nominees, the Federal Reserve maintains its independence. One of the picks, Sarah Bloom Raskin, is the wife of Representative Jamie Raskin, as you know. It's been a while since I had the seat, so I get to ask about the Federal Reserve now. He was an impeachment manager in the impeachment trial of a Republican president. So does the president believe she can keep that independence from the Fed?
Well, I would also I think she can stand on her own qualifications, not just because she's a woman, but because she's done a lot in her career. She has been said by many to be the most qualified person to be nominated to this role, which I think is probably more important than who she's married to, I would argue. She brings unprecedented experience to this role and the support of economic experts across the spectrum, including from the top economic advisor to former President Bush. She believes, and she has said she believes firmly in the independent role of the Federal Reserve and will work in concert with Chair Powell and her colleagues to identify and mitigate a range of risks. She is also, somebody who, again, as I mentioned, has a wealth of experience that she would be leaning into in this role.
The U.S. Chamber of Commerce sent a letter to committee members there calling into question her activism related to regulations on where banks could lend or should be able to limit lending into certain industries, specifically coal and oil.
Well, let me note what a couple of others have said. The community banker and former Fed Governor Betsy Duke. The characterization of Sarah Bloom Raskin as someone who will use the powers of the Fed for political purposes is simply false. I saw every day her commitment to the Fed's dual mandate. Former Bush CEA Chair Glenn Hubbard. Raskin brings a wealth of experience to a Fed role. Former Independent Community Bankers of America President and CEO Cam Fine. An outstanding group of nominees. I hope the Senate will confirm them as soon as possible. And I think just like any nominee, she should be judged by her qualifications. She will have a hearing coming up where I'm sure she will answer a range of questions. But I think her background, her credentials, her experience is unquestionable in terms of its preparedness for this role.
So her husband being an impeachment manager had nothing to do with that, just to put it bluntly.
Again, I would say that her experience and her impeccable credentials were the determinant in her being nominated for this role. And I think it's a little questionable for anyone to raise otherwise. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen.